Hello my friend, welcome to Into the Electronic channel. This is Uncle Misha, and today we have on a bench or on a table something different. And well, it's not much different, it's Nakamichi MR-2. So as you see in my other videos about Nakamichi MR-1, this is smaller sister, or depends who's smaller, who's bigger, but this is a cheaper version of Nakamichi MR-1. This is two-head cassette deck, much simpler. So what do we have here? We have controls in this area. In addition to, if you compare to other Nakamichi in this kind of style, it has this master fader, which I always was, I don't know why why I need this thing, but anyways, very good that it has phone output level regulation. It has pitch control also, which is actually pretty cool. But in contrast to other cassette deck, which is Nakamichi MR-1, it has bias fine tune, which is kind of cool. It has analog or mechanical meter right here, meter reset button, obviously, some other things related to the meter. It's like auto memory stop, it's probably stop at some point, and auto repeat probably at some point. Dolby induction, B and C supported, okay, on and off. Then the manual tape type selector and MPX filter on and off. That's pretty much it. Back is very simplistic, there is nothing really to look at, just two outputs, and that's it. Let me take a look what we have on the back. So I said something about very simplistic. I was wrong. It's much more going on than I expected. Honestly, I don't even remember where and how I acquired this Nakamichi MR-2. But on the back we have two types of outputs. One are 6.5 millimeter connectors, and others are RCA. So copy out, like, wow, it's like line out, copy out. I need to understand what's the difference between copy out and line out and unbalanced. So this probably, both of them are unbalanced. I'm not sure why these mark separately, unless just to make sure that people won't think they are balanced. We are gonna take a look inside. Also, we have line output, which is like, we have output level right here, which is pretty awesome. I didn't realize it's there, and it has +4 minus minimum minus 10 dBV and maximum +4 dBm. It's sort of like apple and oranges here going on. I kind of surprised it's here. Then we have remote input and output. This is even crazy. I haven't seen that, but that's interesting, because a remote, probably it's to cascade remote. So input remote gonna in here control this guy, but if you want to control some other device in the same time, that's my guess, you're probably gonna do remote output. Very interesting. So again, and the serial number of this guy is 7237, which is pretty low there in the numbers. I don't know how many was actually produced. This cassette deck, I hope it is 100, yes, it is 120 volt, made in Japan. Well, it's actually much more interesting than I thought, so let's continue. So next step would be try to take a look what's inside this cassette deck and to see if everything is all right. For example, there is no blown capacitors, leaking capacitors, any other damage before powering it up, just to make sure we're not gonna ruin it beyond repair. Let's do it. In order to take this guy open, we need to just unscrew 4 screws on the sides. Which guy? Well, it's pretty tight. I have cassette. I have Nakamichi BX125 for repairs, and it's in a bit more rough shape than this gentleman. So what we're gonna do maybe in next videos, we're gonna compare Nakamichi MR-2 with the BX125, just to see how much similarities or differences they have. Well, these are long ones. Yeah. Well, okay, we are in. Ta-da! Alright! I want to say a lot is going on, but it's not that much. So if you compare this old jazz to Nakamichi MR-1, it's a bit less going on here, but still it's a handful of stuff. For example, this old remote control jazz, it's a lot. So this unbalanced, I don't know why this unbalanced output has that many. It says unbalanced, but still it has transistors there, right? So it's kind of weird. Line input, line output. This is interesting. So this line output may have a little bit more going on there than just straight up RCA, because I thought going to be essentially this and that going to be parallel, but looks like this unbalanced has some transistor in it, so which potentially means that there's some amplification going on here. Whoa. So we have to definitely take a look at that. Alright. So we have Philips chips, we have a whole bunch of Philips chips. We have very nice relay over there, which is switches between playback and record mode. Right, so I hope I didn't try this cassette deck in operation, so I have no idea how it works. So, but first, again, as I mentioned, gonna take a look on all electronics component here to see if there is any kind of damage and leakage. If none, we will power it up for sure. So I don't really see anything obviously bad, any bad capacitors or any blown transistors. Kind of surprised to see pretty dinky heatsink right here for the power supply. For the power supply transistor or regulator. I'm not sure if this transistor or actually regulator. It says IC, so it is regulator. So I'm not sure what it regulates, 12 volt, 15 volt or something, but it says IC. So it's clearly a regulator. There's a big Nakamichi chip right here. Right here, this guy is clearly responsible for a logic control of everything. How are belt doing? Belt seems to be okay condition. It's a one belt configuration and looks like we have a gear, not an idler, which is very big thumbs up, because if that's gonna be idler, well, unless that gear is busted, idler, it would be way a lot more hassle to actually replace and, you know, buy and replace. Okay, so it's a good start so far. Yeah, there is some shui or shoi capacitors on the in the power supply. So this might be a candidate for replacement. 25 volt for 4700 microfarad and 16 volt 6800 microfarad. So yeah, this might be replaced, because shui is like whatever. I would prefer Rubicon instead, but looks like this shui is like everywhere. There's some Matsushita or Panasonic capacitors right here, and most other are the light blue ones are shui, yellow ones are, who are you guys? It's not like that important really. Yellows are, looks like Rubicons. So we have a mixture of Rubicons, Shueis, and the Matsushita or Panasonic. Usually these kind of capacitors are this. What is this? Let me take a look a little bit closer here, because I see some greenery which I don't like. In order to examine the board properly, I had to actually open the bottom, which I'm probably gonna do quickly off camera. So here we have access to the back of the board, and I see nothing bad except a lot of bodges here. Like, look, I'm curious, is this actually parallel to already existing capacitors? Or what? No. For example, C209. Is there a capacitor there? Let me see. C205. C209. Yeah, looks like C209. It has capacitor. That's another tiny. Oh, that's, I don't understand. Probably someone was here. This is crazy. Look at this. Really hard to, it'll be hard to show. But over here, there is a. I'll move this guy. There is a place for a capacitor, and looks like leads are just chopped off. Yeah, looks like someone snipped it, and then oh no, okay, it's not snipped. Okay, it's probably just soldered inside out. What's the reason? I do not understand. And over here is a resistor, and over here is, yeah, looks like someone was tweaking this stuff. So there is another capacitor here, another capacitor added right here, resistors. Yeah, I don't know, unless this guy was modified. I have to take a look where it's all done, all these changes. Is it possible that this is for a different equalization? This is totally like added resistors and capacitors. That clearly could be for a changing equalization or level. And looks like someone was digging like right here, soldering something. Very interesting, very interesting. I wish I know the history of this guy. So some resistors was, yeah. Some resistors were swapped. It's okay, it's just right beside this inductor. Yeah, it's tiny resistors. Okay. So this tiny resistor right here by the inductor was changed, or added, like, I mean, modified. I don't know, another one here on both sides. So it's clearly the number of modifications corresponds to both channels, so left and right. So hence we have pairs of capacitors and resistors. Very interesting. Have to figure this out somehow. But clearly there was alternation to this board. I'm not sure. Like, I will trace by schematic probably later in the video just to understand what's happening. But so far the bottom looks good. No problem whatsoever, except this potentially level equalization modifications. Okay, it's powered up. Relay, click. Okay. Let me eject and try press play. Nothing happening. Forward, backwards, nothing happening. So I guess I suspect our little friend here, real motor, the mode motor, like this one, is culprit. Okay. We just tried. Interesting. Yeah, this guy is not moving, so potentially we have an issue with this little motor, which is actually responsible for Let me just turn around here. Okay, so this little motor right here is responsible for mode switching. So if it's in a bad shape or in a bad place, or just how we call it, have a bad spot, so we have to kind of take it apart and fix it up. So this majority of Sankyo problems revolves around this particular motor. So yeah, so that's, I guess, what we're gonna do. I'm just wondering if I need to unscrew, remove, like the little junk here. If I need to take everything apart, or just try to access it from the back here. Looks like from the back would be hard, but it would be so much nicer just to do it from the back. Let me try something. Let me shut it down first. Have this thingy, which may be helpful, maybe not. Cannot do. Okay, have to free this. I will replace it later. Let's do it to another one. Well, this kind of down, so I have to like cut every zip tie, otherwise it's gonna be in the way. No, not gonna work. This one, no, maybe I'll be able to unscrew that one. Okay, that goes. Of course, it's going to be so much easier just to remove the whole tape mac. I'm not sure what else is going to be involved here. Maybe there's more screws down below and I just don't see them. Okay, let's try this one. Cool heatsink. A lot of grounding, that's kind of awesome. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's do it. Let's just remove the front panel and the tape mac completely. Will give us a chance to actually clean up everything properly. Okay, so that's gonna need to remove the front. And remember, I don't think I have to remove these. Do I? This too, okay. I wish I knew. I'm new to it. Maybe. Okay, the whole tape mag become quite loose. Okay, this guy don't need to be here. This guy as well. Yeah, actually, this is just I'm not 100% sure if I'm doing it correctly, because another cassette deck, which is Nakamichi MR-2, I'm gonna take a photo just to see how it was positioned, how the cam was positioned. Yeah. Before taking it all apart. This thing is aluminium. Okay, what else has to go? Front door. Yes. Oh, wow, that's too many. All right, it's coming. Ah, come out. Okay, come out. Okay, so you use these clips to unclip, but it's kind of harder to unclip on the bottom for some reason. It feels like it's kind of latching somewhere else, and I'm not following where. Nothing's supposed to hold in it. Be holding this. Oh yeah. Okay, it's just. All right. Okay, it's easy. So you have to unlatch those two latches, and I think after a while they just dug in so hard. Okay, and they're just springing back when you strike. Okay. Alright, something like this. Alright, so the front panel is out. I'm gonna put it to the side nicely. Okay, so give me a chance to actually clean up all this crud, because it's pretty dirty. I'm not sure we're gonna remove, well, it's actually quite dirty here as well, so all this is gonna be cleaned up. Okay. Right, tape mag, how do you come out? It's just like this, except I have to cut many of the zip ties, which I put them back on because I do have many of the tiny ones too. The replacement. Okay, wow. What a pitch control. Okay, so pitch control, my friend, gonna be disconnected. And what is this? Not very interesting connector. Okay, pitch control disconnected. Some grounding, that's not that's super important at the moment. What else is on the way? Okay.
Okay, this big. I'll really disconnect this gentleman here. Okay, this big connector is clearly needed to be out, so it is out. Oh my god, what a mess. Okay, this is out. What else?
After a while of poking around, I decided to actually lift this board a little bit forward because it's just clearly in the way. Not the board, but panel. This whole panel I would like to move forward. That's it? No?
What else holding it? One more here. No.
Alright, so in order to move the whole panel forward, you have to unscrew something here, one here and one here. That's it, not that much. Now this thing can go a little bit forward, helping me with this guy. Alright. My ideal goal is actually to pull it completely out, which I'll try to attempt without too much of a snags and damage to... Wow, what's going on? Okay, whoo! Man, it's out. Okay. So we are out. Now we can play with the... Now we can properly play with the tape mech. Okay, it took some time, but now we can be all cleaned up, examined. Okay. Yep, it's clearly a geared, no idler, just a gear, which is very good. And over here is our little motor. We still have to like twist it. Okay. It's a lot of work to get this guy out. Still not out. What else? Okay, something else is holding this contraption. Just need to understand what else. So these are the switches. I think if memory doesn't serve me, or does serve me correctly, I need to actually lift this plate. Beauty plate, remove the beauty plate, and underneath could be another screw. So this is the counter belt. We're gonna just remove it for now, not to forget to put it back. Look at this nice gear. And where is that? It also gives me a chance to lubricate stuff around, but actually it's looking really good. There's nothing really to lubricate here. No. Yeah, it moves very nice and smooth. No point to lubricate anything, but I'm still gonna probably double check everything, clean up old lube and re-lubricate, because it looks like some of the lube is getting dried up right here. For example over here, it's not really dried up, it's actually moving. Alright. Okay guys, I think I clearly found the problem. So after a little bit fiddling with the real cam motor right here, you know, moving it back and forth a few times like this, move. Now when you like power it up, look at this, what's happening. Now No, it's not doing what it was. It works. Yeah. It works. So clearly it was just a dead spot of this little cam motor. Issue could be repeated. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna flood it a little bit with the what I have here. With the cleaner. Okay, let it dry, and just that's it. I'm not gonna go and dig into it. It's gonna just screw it back in place, and that's it. So everything gonna be cleaned up and lubricated as much as I could. But I'm not gonna be taking apart the cam motor and stuff like that. Alright, because it seems to be working. It's just because it was sitting there for a really long time, it just was sitting in a dead spot. Maybe in the future this issue would persist or come out, but for now, yeah, it does the job well. And curious why it's kind of turned on and standing. Anyways, everything else has to be lubricated. I kind of tempted to pull apart. I want to double check what's the valve and flutter, and maybe I'll need to replace the belt, main drive belt, and also lubricate the shaft, but everything else seems to be really good. So while I have access here, my next step would be just first of all clean up, second lubricate a little bit more in this area where whatever is moving, clean up rubber surfaces, clean up for example this rubber roller, maybe clean up a little bit the belt, because it has some kind of residue on it. Also flood the motor with the cam motor with contact cleaner, and it will be done. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing too much of extensive poking around with this guy. Okay, so now I would like to actually do the following. I would like to clean up all this using the brush first of all, like this. There is lots of dust. You're gonna just nicely brush it off first. Then I'm gonna clean whatever is not dust with the alcohol. Okay, so dust is like freaking everywhere, even here where not supposed to be. So I'm gonna release that. Press this. Where is this? All right. So it's all has lots of dust. Okay, then I'm gonna clean up everything with alcohol. But this is not the dirtiest part, I must tell you. The dirtiest part is here in the bottom, right? Like, where's my finger? Here, somewhere in the area. So yeah, that would require some special attention, because I'm not sure if I can remove this big panel, because like it's too much unscrewing. I'm not kind of lazy person, I guess. Oh, this is to monitor if the door is open or closed. That's nice. Okay. Oops. So now I have to kind of clean this up. I'm also contemplating so what are you gonna do after I clean this up, everything nice and clean, pinch rollers, this capstone and everything, I'm gonna put a cassette here just to check where we are with the valve and flutter. Okay, and this is gonna be indicative if I have to go and replace the belt. I still don't have the belt, honestly. I don't have it, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, and now I'm gonna use alcohol and some cotton swabs to clean up. Clean up heads. Oh yeah, they're a bit dirty. Also gonna clean up sides, gonna clean up here. Not too dirty. This is actually a good opportunity to take good photo of head itself, because it's like nice and accessible. Some dirt here, not too much. Okay, now it's time to clean up pinch roller. Pinch roller, actually, to be honest, better to clean up when it is
powered and rolling, and same goes for this shaft, capstan shaft. So what you're probably gonna do, you're gonna just power this up. Okay, so there's no shorts of any kind. Let's just like prop it like this. Close it up. I think it has to be closed up. Yeah, it's the wrong one. Yeah, it's pretty dirty, so yeah, it clearly needs some cleaning. Yeah, that looks so much better. I'm curious about this head. Stop. If it's like, yeah, it looks like it's quite used actually. Let me try to make a photo of it. So it turned out to be, I tried to clean everything what I could with contact cleaner, but turned out to be that if I want to reach those potentiometers right here, sliding potentiometers, and the bias pot and some of the switches, there is no way like I can spray anything, so I have to kind of disassemble everything. So now I have to remove, and also that's good because I would be able to clean this panel separately. So now I have to remove as much as possible from this front panel in order to free this plastic and leave the boards out, and then when boards are out, I probably would be able to clean those sliders and these potentiometers and also these switches. So let's do it. Okay, this is power button. Oh, still lots of things connected. Okay, this is timer. Wow, it's a lot of unscrewing. That was headphone jack. Okay, this is headphone level potentiometer, which is actually needed to be cleaned as well. So yeah, so this guy is out. Okay, the headphones were retained by this, headphone jack was retained by this kind of bracket. It's kind of funky bracket here. Alright, this is out. So now there's no screw in the bottom, I think. Okay, one screw here. I'm not sure if it's gonna do anything. It's not gonna do anything, is it? There is a screw right here. Whoa! Well, technically this I can just disconnect. Don't have to really... Yes. Okay, this is free. Okay, take max, stay here. Alright, so now is the most funky part. Buttons. For buttons there are shorties here. So short self-toppers are for button assembly. Hope it's not gonna be all falling apart on me. Okay, 5 small screws. There are some latches here. It's not easy at all. Alright. Okay, so here we are. Oh, it turned out to be there's more going on than I thought. Okay, so this is the button contraption. Alright. So this side is free. Okay, so this little guy we can just screw back here. Okay, so this is the... Alright, now the most interesting part is this side. There's a lot going on here. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's just try to unscrew. There is a screw right here. Let's see where that's gonna go. So it's a very bottom. I think it's holding this board. Is there any more? Yes, we have more. There is one right here on the top, and there is one right here as well. So let's take this one. Let's see where this goes. It goes into some metal. So self-toppers are for plastic, at least in here in Nakamichi. Okay, this board is moving. That's positive. Hey, come out. Self-toppers, and properly threaded M3s are for metal. Okay, so this board is coming out. Oh wow, that's a lot of switches. So, and at the same time I can actually examine the capacitors here. Okay. Oh, now there is more fun. So there is a, I think this is like a counter board, which is totally in the way of everything. this. How many screws? Okay, one screw right here on top. Let's just take it out. Looks like it's just 2 screws. Wow, it's a kind of funky. No, it's just regular self-topper. So it's kind of funky self-topper. Well, in this case, the self-topper was into the metal part, so it's kind of funny. Alright, this board is out. Okay. Okay, more self-toppers. Oh, this is kind of cool standoff and self-topper. Okay, it's a long one. Now I have to attack it from the bottom, which is hard. Where else? Oh, there is one more here. Oh my god, so... Okay, that was not self-topper. Wow. Oh wow, these are dirty actually. Sliders. Okay, how do you disconnect? Please disengage. Okay, these are buttons. What's holding you there? Nothing really. Okay, how do you... Aha, so in order to release this board... Oh my god, that's a lot of dirt there. So actually, it was a good idea that I decided to go for it. Let's try to find a way of removing the... Okay, this is still holding. Okay, let me first deal with this board. Okay, looks like this is free now. Okay, this board is... Cannot remove this bias. Switch. Oh wow. Yeah, it is totally moving, but you just cannot pull it out. And obviously do not damage it. It doesn't go. Yes. Didn't damage it. Good, good. Okay, okay, all this contraption is or isn't. Oh, what else? Oh, yes. The indicators. Okay, these guys should be disconnected. Yeah. I don't wanna like remove the level meter contraption. I hope it's like hope it's not soldered. I hope it's not soldered. How do you disconnect this guy? Some tiny screws are falling out. I hope we're gonna be finding them after all. Ah, look how dirty is this. This is crazy. So yeah. Okay, how do we deal with this? Oh, that's... oh shit, I don't like these connectors. I don't like these connectors at all. Was it hard to come up with proper connector? Because this is ridiculous. I mean, it's working, but like... Okay. Here we are. So we have separated the front and sliders for cleaning. That's gonna have a good clean. Now let's take a look at the... okay, I hope we didn't break this guy because I don't remember where it was. It's like a contacts for the counter. Okay, here it is. So this is our pods. Curious to have like a transformer here. What is this? Curious. That's neat. These are not connectors. It's like freaking wow. It's a way of soldering. It's not. This is not connectors. That sucks. Actually, it's a way of soldering wires in a way that will not kind of break off. So this is essentially strain release. Yeah, they are soldered, but this is strain relief. Gonna keep them in place. Okay. So one of them is much smoother than another, but that's okay, we can deal with that. Alright, so lots of cleaning going on here. We'll be going on all switches, buttons, all connectors and things like that. Okay, and also lots of dust. So this has to be moved back outdoors because I don't want to do cleaning in-house. All this dusty stuff gonna be cleaned up as well. I think I just misplaced one of the little teeny tiny screws which was in here. Let me find it down on the floor. So this is gonna be obviously washed and cleaned first, then the rest of it. Yeah, that's pretty dirty. Even the little counter here has a lot of dirt accumulated here. I wish it was electronic. Oh, I wish. I don't know, maybe you can mod it or something. It'd be so much nicer than this would be electronic. Oh, little switch probably was here. Like over here, yeah, because there is a little contact right there. Maybe that thing was kind of snapped. Yes, it was probably snapped in. Hope I didn't break anything in place. That's not to forget. Okay, this is the button contraption, kind of rocking switches. That's really cool. Never actually seen how it's done inside. Looks like it's actually part of same. It's not a separate part. These buttons, they molded together with the front. It's the whole thing. Look, it's one piece. In case you are interested. Never actually. I thought this is complete. Okay, so now after all this was nicely cleaned up, and I ran the the oxide on every possible contact, let's just put together. That's gonna be a journey, because looks like was disassembling was faster than assembling, usually it is. So yeah, I think this video is getting a little bit too long, and I think we need to continue in part 2. So guys, thank you for watching. Please stay tuned and see you next time in episode 2 of Restoration of Nakamichi MR-2. Stay safe and ciao.